Welcome to We Don't Have Cookies with your host, Jason Marshall.
Hey everybody, thanks for downloading the show. This past week has been very hectic and strange for me. I'll get into that a little bit more at the end of the show. Today's episode is going to be a quick one, but Frankie MacDonald is going to be here in a couple of minutes, and I do have a few things I want to talk about, so let's get into it. First up is neighbor news. This week in neighbor news, since the last episode, my neighbor's mailbox got knocked down by the snowplow one more time. This is at least the third time this winter. I said before that I think it's personal. Now I am convinced. He left it in our yard for a few days, and at some point he grabbed it and he put it closer to the post but didn't actually attach it. Then a day or two later he put it back up, but it was open and facing our house, and I saw that it was full of mail, so I'm not sure why he didn't at least get his mail out sooner, but whatever. Also, while it was down, a snowplow from another county stopped in front of our house and took a picture of it. So I'm not sure if he complained to somebody and they had someone from another county come by and take a picture to be impartial, or if it was a friend of the person who did it and they don't like him either and just wanted to take a picture. I'd like to think that the person who keeps knocking it down was on vacation. So he asked a friend from another county who drives a snowplow to come and knock it down for him while he was away, and he would pay him. And the guy did it, but the other guy wanted proof, and he had to text him a picture of it. That's what I want to believe. There's also an update on the Christmas lights at the house. They are back. That's right. After 2 weeks of being off in the middle of February, he turned them back on. They are on right now. Well, maybe not right now when you're listening to this, but it is March and his Christmas lights are still on. I can understand not wanting to take Christmas lights down if you have them around your roof or somewhere high and leaving them up until February, but what I can't understand is having them at waist height and not only leaving them up until February, but turning them off for a few weeks and then back on in the middle of February, all the way up to March. I'll be honest, if it was anybody else, I wouldn't care, but he is so arrogant and he acts like he's so much better than everybody else that, I don't know, it kind of feels good to laugh at him. So, alright, that does it for neighbor news. Now let's talk to Frankie MacDonald and find out what the weather's going to be like this week.
We don't have cookies. Be prepared.
Hey, Frankie, it's been a while since you've been on the show. What have you been up to?
I'm doing great so far, and I just did a video called Severe Onion Warning for Australia starting March 20th in fall 2019. That's one comedy video, and another comedy video I did is Severe Buffalo Wing Warning for Texas.
That's awesome. I saw the Orange Man returned on your YouTube channel. I love that video.
Yes, you did.
How many hits has your videos gotten so far, and how many subscribers are you up to?
190,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I got 34,100,000 views grand total on my YouTube channel for all of my videos.
Wow, that is a lot. Frankie, what's the weather going to be like this week?
It's going to be lots of snow in New York City and New Jersey and Pennsylvania, all the way up to Boston, and including your area, changing the rain and things like that. It's going to be messy conditions in eastern seaboard of the United States of America. Plus, over in New York, they're getting rain, big windstorms in New York right now.
Was there anything you'd like to promote before you go?
Be prepared to find out guide to life, weather, and everything. You can order a copy of my book on Barnes & Noble website. It talks about the history about my life. You can order my book on Amazon.com, and it has a history about my life, the weather facts about me, and my past life and things like that. You can get Frankie Doll action figures on FrankieActionFigure.com and Amazon.com. Designed by Ben Campbell, Big Spring, Texas. Sarah Soller is the person who wrote my book. Of Nimbus Publishing. You'll probably get Sarah Soller on your show soon.
Yeah, that would be great. Well,
Sarah Soller is the person who wrote my book. And there's another thing called Talking Frankie Del Bobblehead. People can order it on Amazon.com and National Bobblehead Hall of Fame. Just Google Talking Frankie MacDonald Bobblehead.
That sounds great. I want to thank you for being on the show this week and for being the podcast official weatherman.
Yes, I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to We Don't Have Cookies radio show.
Want to contact the show? Send an email to jason@wedon'thavecookies.com or call 929-266-9342 and leave a voicemail.
Hey guys, it's Elena Davies from the Miscellaneous Podcast, and you are listening to We Don't Have Cookies.
The Miscellaneous Podcast with Elena Davies has started. She has a trailer up for it right now. The first official episode will be out soon, so subscribe to that wherever you're listening to this and give it a listen. Maybe she'll be back on here soon too. I know you guys like her. But that all depends. The last time she was on the show, she talked about how neither one of us like to give people our phone number. Well, we have been DMing on Instagram for a long time. Then last week, she sends me a text saying texting is easier and she trusts me with her number. Since then, I have butt dialed her about 754 times. Okay, it hasn't been that many, but it's been an embarrassing amount. And until that point, I haven't accidentally called anybody in years. So, of course, with my luck being what it is, she's the one person that I do it to repeatedly. So if she hasn't blocked me by now, maybe she'll be on soon. This month, I have a lot of good guests planned. You're going to love it. I'm going to make it up to you guys for not putting out a show last week and for being short this week. I'm going to do the honor roll segment next week. I've been talking about doing that all last month. So if anybody was waiting for their shout out, I'll have that up next week. And normally I end the show by going over some strange days for the week, but I want to end things by talking about something personal. So if you don't want to hear anything serious, now is a very good time to tune out. And I'll talk to you next week with a great new episode. Like I said, I'm going to make it up to you guys. I really feel bad about not having anything out last week and cutting things short this week. But I said on the last episode that there may not be a show last week. And I got messages from a few of you asking me to put one out. And I fully intended to do that. Then on Saturday morning, I found out that Brody Stevens killed himself. And that really hit me hard. So hard I couldn't bring myself to get on social media at all because I knew I'd see a lot of comedian friends on there talking about him and sharing stories. And Brody was a great guy. He was extremely funny. I was going to bring him on the show to have a few laughs and to talk about some of his struggles with depression. I don't talk about this much, but I have a hard time handling mine since the middle of January. It's been really bad. And you wouldn't know him by talking to me because I keep stuff to myself. But just days before he died, I heard him on Darren Carter's podcast talking about how much better he's doing and how he's spreading positive energy. He was always big on that. And while I was listening to that episode, I thought to myself, man, Brody's my role model. If he can deal with things, so can I. And then when he committed suicide, it really stung. I'm not going to do what he did, no worries about that, but it really affected me more than, oh God, I don't know, anybody else who's died in a while. I guess what I want to end on, if anybody is still listening at this point, that you don't know what people are going through. You might think they have a great life, but you don't see their personal struggles. So be nice to people when you can, because how we treat each other makes a big difference in this world. Except for my neighbor. The hell with that guy.
Thanks for listening. Tell your friends about the show and leave a review. See you next time.